Hey, what's up everybody? It's Meredith Shirk and Coach Grace, and we have an amazing baked acorn squash with all these special ingredients. Let's get into it, and then definitely gonna eat it later.
So we have a beautiful acorn squash here, and we are going to slice it in half, and we're gonna put apple cider vinegar on the bottom of the pan because it just needs some liquid to help absorb the juices and stuff when it's cooking, and that'll help soften the squash. So we have a nice little pie pan here. You can use a baking dish, you can use any sort of glass Pyrex dish, whichever, and coat the bottom just so that it's completely, like the bottom is completely submerged and the whole pan is covered with apple cider vinegar, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven.
Actually really great too, because what happens is not only it soaks up all the juices, but when you're done, it actually has that kind of apple taste, which is different when you're using acorn squash. You can use something like regular lemon juice, but it doesn't do it justice because the acid in the vinegar actually softens acorn squash a lot faster. So once we've got this, we're going to throw it in the oven for 30 minutes. Super easy. That's why we do this, because it's easy and fast. So let's pop this guy in the oven.
Oh, watch out,
I don't need your assistance.
I'll get
I don't need your
oven
assistance,
for you.
Grace.
Don't
So
you
heavy,
worry.
so heavy for me. So don't burn your hands. Obviously, it's kind of hot. When you pull it out, please use an oven mitt like we have. But now that everything is in the oven, we've got 30 minutes. Let's talk about what we're actually going to put onto the acorn squash.
So we're gonna start with, we have orange marmalade here, and then we have Dijon mustard. I don't know if you can see from there, but we have the Dijon mustard with the stone ground seeds in there, if I'm saying that right. So it almost looks like quinoa, but it's super good for you. It has a lot of really good benefits.
Yeah, so it has magnesium and actually a lot of vitamin C. So like Grace is saying, if you actually look at this, there's actual mustard seeds in here. I kind of like it because when you actually use it, it kind of bursts with almost like a vinegar flavor, which complements the apple cider vinegar very nicely. Then we've got all of our dry ingredients.
Yes, so here we have cinnamon. So cinnamon is great. It's really good for, it helps reduce inflammation. It helps control your blood sugar. So it also has a great flavor for the apple cider vinegar, the mustard. It gives you kind of all the fall vibes with the cinnamon. And then to go with that, we have
Clove and nutmeg.
Yes.
It's like just holiday feeling right here. Clove actually can help produce bone health, and nutmeg just tastes really good. You can have all these like amazing ingredients and tell you all these fun facts. A lot of them overlap. So if I'm like, oh, this reduces blood sugar levels, you're like, so does this one, and this one does too. But that's like the amazing part about these things, is that when you use natural ingredients, it's going to help taste good and also help your body feel better. So let's put it all into this tiny little dish when we mix it all in. So you don't need that much. When we go from these two ingredients, I'll let you deal with that one. Cinnamon, you don't need a lot, okay? Because we're gonna be brushing that over the acorn squash. So if you have multiple in the oven, then you're gonna need more. But I would really just take like a pinch of the dry ingredients and making music too. It's okay, I'll forgive you this time. I'll do this one though, Grace.
Okay, I'm sorry.
A little bit of, see, it just doesn't have to be
And the
that much.
measurements aren't exact. You can kind of guesstimate too, depending on the size of the acorn squash. You might want a little bit more. If you're doing a couple smaller acorn squash, you might do a little bit less for each one. So the sizes you can kind of, or the measurements, I mean, you can kind of be loose with them. So just a little sprinkle of all the spices, a scoop of the ground mustard seed.
So good.
Just a little scoop of the marmalade.
It doesn't look that appetizing now, but it's actually really good. If you like any of these more than the other, like I love cinnamon, so I always put more cinnamon in. If you don't love like a marmalade, you can use jelly, or you can not use it at all. It's kind of the nice versatile thing about these recipes, is you don't actually have to use anything you don't want to use or you don't like. It's not like it's gonna ruin. It's not like actual baking like a dessert where you have to have exact measurements or it's not gonna come out the way you want it to. It's just what you like to taste. So let's pull out that acorn squash, get the little timer, 30 minutes, bing, ready to grab it. So let's grab it out. This time I'm gonna use this because I burned my hand last time. So just, I don't know if you guys have ever done that when you like open something up it's gonna feel like just a sauna on your face. So now that we have it hot, okay, make sure you're not gonna burn yourself on anything like this. It's gonna be a lot softer. So when you grab these, they're gonna be super hot. So let them cool down a little bit. Then when you're actually grabbing it, if it is too hot, you can use a fork and stick it in the back. Then when you do that, you can brush some of these ingredients on there. So I will grab a fork so you're not gonna burn yourself, and then we'll get into making that.
While she's doing that, I forgot to talk about acorn squash, which is one, really good for your immunity because it has a lot of vitamin C. So getting in there. Vitamin C, it's also really good for your vision, as well as having a lot of vitamin A, which helps keep your skin young and keeps it toned, and it helps,
Says the 20-something-year-old.
helps reduce blemishes and improve healing in your skin. So you're getting benefits from the acorn squash, the apple cider vinegar, and every single one of these delicious ingredients, and you get a nice festive treat.
So that was super easy. You brush it on, you're done. Throw it back in the oven for 15-ish minutes. Really, it's how soft it is. So if you've got it at 375 or 400, and then you flip it over and you put the fork into the fleshy side, you'll be able to tell that it softens up. Absolutely delicious. Let's go ahead, throw it back in the oven, and then we'll be ready to eat it. If you're wondering what it looks like when it's actually done, this is cooled off, so don't worry, I'm not gonna be burning my hand. But you can see it's nice and soft. You should be able to stick the fork in. You've got the seeds. Some people remove the seeds. I think they taste really good and they have a lot of nutrients in them. So you could use them on a salad, or you could just eat them straight up. And then you've got all these amazing ingredients, and it's gonna have a lot of that apple cider vinegar taste. So bam, that's it. That's how you make your baked acorn squash.
Delicious.
Tastes good, good for you. Thumbs up on that one.